This is Air and Death.
Oh, okay. Air and Death. Not over there.
She's got her little loops. All right.
So Heidi's part of the rock,
Yeah,
and she's got the
she's the rock.
bolts.
Okay, so I'm just
Gonna
gonna.
clip into
That's a bolt, and that's a bolt.
Yeah, so I'm gonna clip into my bolts here. I can keep this undone.
Very nice.
I want my bolts to talk back to me.
They're like,
Very
ooh,
nice.
you see,
Very
I have a
Make
I
sure
have
you
a
lock
rock
those
whisperer.
gates.
Yeah, remember.
I whispered into the rock. Okay.
Alright, you do want to.
Yes, I want to lock those. You didn't remind me, Rock.
Lock your gate.
Okay, now you have your rope.
So yeah, now I have a rope. Okay. I don't know, girl.
So what I would do, so you could just like throw your rope in.
That's.
and-
Do you just throw it in and
yeah.
have a figure eight at the
But-
bottom and just
What would be the purpose of a quad as the top, like, instead of just hooking into the
string through the bolts? I don't know.
bolts
Okay,
of the chain?
so you got your anchor. So we're at the top. So you're gonna be just like, that rock climb looks about 10 feet. Yay, it's gonna be awesome today.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my 10 feet of rope.
Okay.
All right, now this is a trick. I can clip this in here
Okay.
and throw that down, but I might just lose the whole rope all the way down. Does that make sense? So when I come up, the first thing I do is I'll do a stopper knot.
Okay.
Now, if you know how to do a clove hitch, that's great.
Yeah.
If you're like, I don't remember how to do a clove hitch, what the heck? You know, you could just do like an overhand knot. You'd need an X carabiner for that. And you clip it. So in this system, this is called your master point, this place where all this stuff happens. This stuff above the knots is called the shelf.
Okay.
So you clip it into the shelf. So I clip it in right here.
Okay.
So now it's more, this is just more to keep my rope from all falling down there. So I counted out my rope. I set it on here on the cliff edge. You know, I clipped into here. You clip in your PAS to your shelf,
Okay.
not your master point. And then, so I'm clipped in here, and I did this, and now I can just take my rope, and I can either feed it through, or I can just clip it through here like this. And I lock them.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And you want to make sure these are opposed. And then you're hoping that this is the same amount of rope on this side. Does that make sense? Because rock climbing, you want to have both ends touch.
Yes.
So once I've clipped in, I go, rope! Throw down that rope.
Okay.
And then I can take this end. And I go, rope! Throw down that end. Ready to climb.
And then you're ready to climb. Okay.
Then unclip.
What would be the purpose of a quad anchor on the top rope?
This is the fastest way to set it up.
As opposed to like just sticking your rope right through the anchor
So
point.
you don't want to ever stick your rope through the bolts because
Through the
that wears the
bolts?
bolts.
Okay.
You always want to have stuff helping. So a lot of times you'll have when you're rock climbing, you have quick draws. And then you'll see a lot of people just do quick draws.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why I like to use the quad, like a quick draw setup is good if my anchors are nice and close to, you know, like
They're even.
they're right there and they're both the same. And I can clip them in and not one is longer than the other. That works out fine. I make sure my gates are opposite, all that kind of stuff. They're usually not lockers, carabiners, because it's just like quick, fast sport route. So they're not as safe. That system is recommended. Like if I'm just climbing with me and one buddy, we're just climbing this route once, being like, yeah, high five, we did it. Bolts are nice and even there, then I can do it and it's great. If your bolts are off center, then you can do the same system with quick draws. You just have to adjust your webbing. You would, instead of using a quick draw, you'd need to have, instead of that fabric part, you'd need to have webbing that could adjust. Anyway, and so I'd have to have like a couple quick draws and a couple things of webbing and all sorts of stuff for if it's a little, you know, wonky. When I get to the top of the climb, if I'm leading it, or if I'm at the top and I'm looking down. So that's why the quad is great, is I can just go to climb to the top of the top belay, the top rope, and just go, there's my anchors, and they're like this. Those that happens at red rocks. There's ones that are like on the, not on the face, they're like around the back, and I can't have my rope rubbing on that edge. So I need an anchor that's gonna come out and around, and then my rope can hang. So quad is perfect for that. It gets my stuff out, and then also it's just really easy to set up. So, yeah, so the nice thing is Like, yeah, that other system will work if you have perfectly placed bolts that are exactly the same and you're only doing like maybe 1 or 2 climbs, great. But if you have bolts that are off center in any kind of way, and I'm gonna be on there a whole bunch of times, I'm it's a project climb, or I'm taking my family and we're gonna be there for like an hour on this one route, then I wanna have something that I know is locked. You know, I've got locked bolts and an anchor that can kind of adjust for whatever I need.
Awesome.
Great question.